A new trading week is preparing to kick off here shortly at the New York Stock Exchange, and it's going to be a busy one. Investors are looking to see if last week's rally will carry over into this week as the year 2023 got off to a strong start. Because last week, despite a hiccup on Friday, stocks still headed for a winning week with the Nasdaq on pace for its best weekly performance since November. The Nasdaq up more than 3% for the week, the S&P 500 advancing almost 2%, while the Dow Jones added more than 1%. But as we look ahead, all are now wondering if those gains will carry over into this abbreviated week. Yes, there's lots of day to do. Earnings season is back and an abbreviated week awaits here in the United States. What direction will the markets move in? Let's now take a look to see what will likely move the markets in the week ahead. Now, Monday kicks off with the markets closed here in the United States, courtesy of the MLK Jr. holiday weekend. So technically, we kick off the week on Tuesday with fourth quarter Chinese GDP, which is due out and expected at negative 0.8% month over month, 1.8% year over year. That will then be followed by British ILO unemployment for the month of November. Expectations call for an unchanged read of 3.7%, and keeping in Europe, EU and German economic sentiment also due out. German January economic sentiment expected negative 15.5. Wednesday kicks off back in Asia in Japan with the Bank of Japan's interest rate decision. Currently, rates sit at negative 0.1%, while British consumer prices are also due. Expectations call for a read of 10.6% year over year. And then in Europe, the EU harmonized consumer prices read awaits. Expectations call for a read of negative 0.3% month over month, 5.2% year over year. And then in the U.S., December retail sales numbers are due out. Expectations call for a read of 0.1% month over month, that of which will then be followed by the Fed's Beige Book. Thursday starts down under with the Australian December unemployment rate. Expectations call for a read of 3.4%. Meanwhile, here in the United States, we have the weekly jobless claims figures, building permits, and U.S. housing starts. Housing starts for the month of December in the U.S. expected at 1.358 million. And Friday sees us back in China. The People's Bank of China's interest rate decision is due. Currently, that rate sits at 3.65%. While in the U.S., we have existing home sales figures. And keep an eye on the earnings season that kicked off last Friday with big banks releasing numbers and several openly discussing recession concerns, namely Bank of America and JP Morgan Chase. Keep an eye on those. And until next week, coming at you live from the New York Stock Exchange, I'm James Swinney reporting for ICF.